Good morning, America. Welcome to the Heavy Montes podcast and my comedy show. Now, America. Now, Donald Trump told everybody a bunch of lies. Said he was going to make America great again. Said that he had nothing to do with Project 2025. He was riding on an airplane with the architect of Project 2025 and the current OMB director who control all of our money. You understand? He is the architect of Project 2025, something that Donald Trump told you he wasn't going to do, but he just sent out a message on Truth Social saying he endorsed Project 2025. Now, Heavy Monty is here today to tell you exactly what Project 2025 is. And I want you to circulate this video and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, the first thing that they want to do under Project 2025, well, I should say one, is they want to cut Social Security. You understand? They want to give the billionaires subsidies and all this money, and they want to cut Social Security. Now, I want to say something to you, America. Okay? The billionaires, Elon Musk is spending your freaking money. You understand? Your tax dollars. You understand? The Republican Party not only are giving the billionaires our tax dollars, they're giving them subsidies. You understand? But they refuse to subsidize you by giving you health care. They refuse to subsidize you, the American people, by giving you the things that you need, food. You understand? Yeah. Uh, that's why you can't vote for a Republican. And that's why Heavy Monte says never, ever vote for a Republican because they are domestic terrorists. You understand? And the man said he was going to make America great again. You see what I'm saying? He didn't say he was going to take and employ Project 2025 because none of you people probably would have voted for him. A lot of them. He said no because he lied. National liars, America. They want to end the Affordable Care Act, the so-called Obamacare. You understand? But, they're not ending it for the rich. They're not ending it for the billionaires. They're not ending it for anybody in Congress. They only want to end health care for your ass in the red states. You understand? The blue states. You see what I'm trying to say? Separating a great people, telling half of them, that they're still Confederate. You know what I'm saying? Telling you. The South, where all the black people live, most of them are ran by these slave masters still today, keeping people from voting. You understand? And Donald Trump, in my opinion, and J.D. Vance are the slave masters. The only reason, but now they are, the slave master of their own people. Not America, excuse me. But, I want to say, on top of this project, excuse me, 2025, a little allergies this morning, but I'll be okay. Anyway, I want to say to you, America, that he wants to raise the retirement age. You see what I'm saying? He wants you to work until you drop dead, they tell me, under Project 2025. They want to, they say they want to replace bureaucracy, which is a no good, dirty lie. Okay, America. Now, let's take the Epstein files, for example. They went around telling everybody, they were talking about themselves because they're the pedophiles. They are those people, what I'm saying, that did the shit to our children. And then later, they said sleep with 12-year-old girls. They said he's a rapist. You know what I'm trying to tell you? And the Republican Party ain't got the guts to say, motherfucker, you got to get the hell out of Washington, D.C. You understand? You're not worthy to be president of us. Donald Trump needs to resign immediately. He has like a 22% approval rating. Nobody likes that dog. You understand? Nobody care about a Republican Party that lied to us and put this country in this condition. They want to end marriage equality. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Taking away people's rights instead of giving them more rights. You know what I'm trying to tell you? That's some bullshit. You understand, America? So they also want to fire 54,000 civil servants. That's going to really screw up this economy. They want to raise the price of prescription drugs. They want to deny students in 25 states access to student loans. You see? Taking everything away from the American people so they can have more to give to the billionaires. They want to, I gotta read this again, America. I can't believe this. They want to deport undocumented immigrants. You understand? Start with the first lady. Okay? Huh? We need to examine that. You know, we cannot. We need to examine it and see if she's here fucking legally. If she not, send her ass back to Amsterdam. I know Putin will be waiting on her ass. You know what I'm trying to tell you? You see what I'm trying to tell you? You know? So what we need to do, we need to, do something about that. You understand? We need to go around. Why are you only deporting Hispanics? Huh? There's a large Russian population here. And this is an insult to all black people. When that sorry, red, low-down, shit in his pants, evil fucking dog, Donald Trump, took the people from South Africa after they had brutalized black people and he brought them here. Huh? That's the kind of person Donald Trump is. We need to vote every Republican out and send that bastard back to Mar-a-Lago. And he need to be in fucking jail. You understand? So let's go back to the project 2025. He wants to roll back civil rights. Now, let me explain something to you so-called white people out there. Civil rights affect everybody. If you don't have any goddamn civil rights, you're fucked. You understand? Huh? Yeah. That's what he considered. It's starting with the immigrants. I mean, with the Hispanics. You know what I'm trying to tell you? And they're coming for your ass if you got red hair. They're coming for your ass if you're gay. They're coming for you if you're transgender. They're coming for you if you're black. They're coming for you if you're so-called white. The Republican Party is only for the billionaires, and they don't give a fuck about the American people. They are at war with us. All of us. You understand? That's the reason why the right-wing podcasters are coming out now saying, we were bullshitting. The man told you a lie. Donald Trump told you he knew nothing about Project 2025. You see what I'm trying to tell you? This is a despicable fucking human being. A low-down, dirty dog, a rapist, a convict, and a possible pedophile around our country, hanging around with a fucking mass murder from Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia, the people that blew up the tower were from Saudi Arabia. You understand? You know? And he invited a mass murderer into the fucking White House. You know why? Because in my opinion, he's a fucking mass murderer, Donald Trump. He's a mass murderer in the Republican Party when they took, in my opinion, and took and denied food to the poor, aid drugs to the people who have AIDS, because he hates black people. You understand? The motherfucker talk about he want to invade Nigeria. You understand? But Nigeria is a nuclear power. Don't nobody fool you. You go fuck with them people if you want to. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah? They got something for your ass, Donald Trump. All right. Now, America, let me explain something to you guys before I go on. Heavy Monty used to live overseas a long time as a soldier. And let me tell you something. The impression about America and all this shit America's been doing with slavery and all this shit, is compared over there just like what happened to the Jews. Huh? People always thought that America was fucked up. You understand? Because of the way they treat blacks and American Indians and how they treat their people of color. But now they know America's fucked up. We need our reputation back. And to get our reputation back, we need to get rid of those goddamn Republicans. Lisa McClain, the wicked witch in Michigan, and those 5 other Republicans. Don't vote for them motherfuckers. They sold you out. Huh? They'll rip your children, in my opinion. Huh? They'll rip you. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Now, they want to cut Medicare, which they've already done. They want to end birthright citizenship. That means that's all of you, everybody who's born here, then kick your ass out. Now, they can't kick the blacks out because they brought us over here. You understand? That's really gonna fuck with us anymore. You know what I'm trying to tell you? They did this shit, this evil upon us as black people, this evil upon Indians. You know what I'm trying to tell you? And then you have white people today that takes all this shit for that shit, flying a Confederate flag, talking about they white. What a bunch of bullshit. Okay, when you die, you religious people, go to heaven and explain that shit to God, what you did. Okay? Now, America, They want to eliminate unions. And these people in the red states going, yeah, get rid of them. Yeah, we don't need no rights. Stupid. They want to ban contraception because they're trying to destroy women. They already got 57% of the white women in handmaids. They want to keep them barefoot and pregnant. You know, hey, white trans gender, handmaid, your body, their choice. You dumb motherfucker. You better get your ass out of that goddamn Republican Party. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I had some white friends from Wisconsin, and the wife, wouldn't let me touch her hand. That's how racist this woman was. Okay? You see what I'm saying? In Wisconsin. They got a ton of racists in fucking Wisconsin. A ton of racists in Pennsylvania. You know, a bunch of, especially in Michigan. God damn, I didn't believe this shit. One of the greatest states in America is in a recession because we elected a Republican House here in Michigan. You understand what I'm trying to say? And the governor comes out. They treat that woman like a shit. I'd be glad when Gretchen retired and do something else because she's a wonderful, wonderful governor and should be president of the United States. So Gavin Newsom, please give Gretchen a job because she's a great, great person. Don't believe nothing that these Republicans say in the state of Michigan because they're racist, misogynist, and they turned this blue state red and gave power to a fucking convict rapist, some say a pedophile, right here in Michigan. And like I say, what in the hell does Pennsylvania, a great state, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Michigan doing voting for a goddamn Republican? You got a bunch of money, you can take care of your fucking state. You know what I'm trying to say? But you're dealing with the Republicans. They are trying to destroy the nation. They are not trying to make the nation great again. You understand? You understand? Okay. They want to have an anti-LGBT advocacy group and outlaw gay people. When they say Mike Johnson is a gay, say he's sleeping with an old man. Say that Lindsey Graham's gay, he's sleeping with an old man. He's saying those Republican people, and Margie Green said it, are doing all kind of nasty shit on the House floor. Huh? Now, I'm going to tell you something. There's a video out there with a Republican congressman sticking his finger up a colleague's ass on the floor of the White House, the Congress. It's out there. He stuck his finger up his ass. Midas touch habit. So we'll look for it. You understand? And they're talking this shit. Everybody, there's a lot of gay people. Gay people are Republicans, gay people are Democrats, gay people are independent. And they're saying that they want to take it somehow, destroy these people. You see what I'm trying to tell you? And you got gays in the Republican Party, the so-called log cabin idiots. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Never, ever vote for a Republican. Now, let's keep going on with this Project 2025. They want to oppose gay couples adopting children. Why? They want to end the principle that separates church from state. Come on, America. Yeah. You believe that shit? They also want to detain immigrants in concentration camps, which they're doing, and higher taxes for the working class, which they're doing, and giving the money to the billionaires. Okay, America, I'm going to do my best Joe Biden impersonation this morning. I told you motherfuckers that Trump was going to do this shit. I told you that he was after your soul. I told you he was a crook. I told you all this stuff. That's what Joe Biden told you. That's what Kamala told you. You see what I'm saying? So I broke down Project 2025 for you, America, letting you know what's going on with Project 2025. Now we're going to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein files. Now, in America, Heavy Monte has said on previous videos that Donald Trump has no idea, okay, of what the hell he's doing. And secondly, they're not going to release those goddamn files. How about they got 30 days before they can get them out? You see what I'm trying to tell you? 30 days. A lot of shit could happen in 30 days. He can send his military down and try to crush us in 30 fucking days. Because he's not going to stop. They're not going to take, you understand, and release those freaking Epstein files because they say they show that he's a fucking money launderer. They say that he's sleeping with these children and he's doing these goddamn things. And if he wasn't doing it, we would have the files. We would just show his name. If you're taking it now, if he's innocent, okay, and he hadn't done anything, just show his name and protect everybody else. Because right now we want to find out what the fuck going on with him. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Because once if they clear his name, then we can, open up the files. You know what I'm trying to tell you? The Republicans? Because there'd be nothing, why would you want to protect a pedophile? I can understand why you want to protect Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is the figurehead. And if Donald Trump failed, you failed, and he's going to fail. You made a big mistake when you attacked the American people with that Project 2025 and elected somebody like Donald Trump. Now, why would we need a Republican Party that doesn't do shit? Those motherfuckers sold us out in the House and in the Senate, in that mega Supreme Court. You understand? They sold us the fuck out and destroyed our nation. Our country is in turmoil. And we'll be lucky if we survive this shit, America. You understand? That's where the fuck we at right now. And that's the reason why you need to get rid of those Republicans. They're fucking crazy. They're living in 1950. Their model was, when they say make America again, they want to make it back to time of slavery, back to Jim Crow America, back until we're starving and where white men rule this country and white women and everybody else is low down, second-class citizens. You understand? You see? That's what they want to do. But we're not going to allow it in America. This is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte Podcast and the Heavy Monte Comedy Show, saying there's no such thing as a Republican, only Nazis. There's no such thing as a Republican, only traitors. And we do not support any traitors in this country. This is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte Podcast and the Heavy Monte Comedy Show, saying that Donald Trump will not release the Epstein files because they say the evidence is so incriminating against him. We all know this shit. We don't need to see the files, America. You don't need them? Huh? We already know who the fuck he is. Let's vote the bastard out. All of them. You know what I'm trying to say? They are dirty, low down dogs, in the opinion of Heavy Monte. This is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte Podcast and the Heavy Monte Comedy Show, saying please subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube will be sending out all the algorithms. You'll get a copy of my video. Huh? Subscribe and have a great day. And please subscribe again to the Heavy Monte YouTube channel.